Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. The Champions League is back, finally, tonight we get our the champions kind of football back, do you know what I mean? The Champions League, we got Barcelona versus PSG, we got Leipzig versus Liverpool, and that's taking place in Budapest, not Bucharest. We're playing in Bucharest, they're playing in Budapest. So that's going to be a very interesting night of Champions League football. Obviously, Chelsea are next week, so, you know, we're holding tabs on that one. It's about to get serious. But tonight's going to be very interesting. We'll see what happens with Liverpool and see if their bad form is going to continue or are they going to make a resurgence. We'll keep up to date on that and see what goes down. But Barcelona PSG, what a shame Neymar can't play. I'm gutted that he can't play. It would have been great to see him back at the Nou Camp and try and beat Messi and co. That would have been something. But hey, you can't dwell on something that's not going to happen. But I've got a big topic to discuss today. A little fact about Thomas Tuchel, and then we're going to get into some detail. But before I do, I'm going to ask you guys, if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Let's get into today's nitty gritty. So I bring good news regarding Thomas Tuchel, yes, our new manager of Chelsea Football Club, and he's been in the job for 6 games now, and it's, you know, he's been in the job for 6 games, and it's gone really well. And I've got a little record that I want to tell you guys about that Thomas Tuchel has achieved. He has equaled the start that both Jose Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti had in their first 6 games as Chelsea managers. So Jose Mourinho in 2004, when he started our first 6 matches, we had 5 wins, 1 draw, no losses. Carlo Ancelotti, his first season, we had 5 wins, 1 draw, no losses. Thomas Tuchel's first 6 games, we have 5 wins, 1 draw, and you guessed it, no losses. Maurizio Sarri kind of nearly achieved that. He, in his first 6 games, he had 5 wins, no draws, 1 loss. So we weren't unbeaten. We did lose 1 game under Sarri. But in terms of Mourinho, Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel has joined the party. So that's a good start. I don't want to get carried away. I don't want to say, oh my God, we're going to win the double. We're going to go on and get to the Champions League semi-final. We're going to maybe win the Champions League. We're going to win the title. No, I'm not going to say any of that. I am just saying the start that Thomas Tuchel's made at Chelsea Football Club is identical to 2 other managers that have done brilliant at Chelsea and are 2 of our most successful managers, especially Jose. He's our greatest ever manager. Carlo Ancelotti definitely fired when he shouldn't have been fired. The most unreasonable and disgraceful sacking of all time. I think we can agree on that. Carlo should never have got the job. But anyway, it happened. And still, his achievements at Chelsea were fantastic. We won the double, and that was brilliant. Thomas Tuchel is, you know, on the same road. It's the beginning of the road, but he's on the same road. It's a good start. It's a promising start. Now, in regards to that promising start that Thomas Tuchel's made at Chelsea, it has come with question marks. It has come with dilemmas. And because of the power of social media nowadays, which is what Jose did not have in 2004 and Carlo didn't have in 2009, was simply that there's scrutiny. No matter what decision you make, no matter what choice you make, there's always going to be people that disagree with you. And that's the beautiful thing of social media. I mean, I get it all the time. You know, whatever comment I make, there's always going to be, well, with me, I mean, the majority agree, which is nice, but I do get a few, and a minority, that disagree. And no matter what I say, I could try and say the most perfect thing, there will always be people that disagree. So now on social media, it's there for everyone to see, and it's there for everyone to hear, and people will contact you directly to let them know that they disagree with you. So, you know, it's a good thing that Thomas Tuchel doesn't pay attention to social media, as he rightly outlined in his press conference recently. But in terms of the decision making that Thomas Tuchel has to make, it's not been easy. We saw some of the choices that Frank Lampard was making in terms of his selection and players that were on the pitch and players that were just, you know, left to the side and not used at all. And Thomas Tuchel's come in and he's really tried to bring back those players that were left, you know, on the sidelines, not doing anything. Thomas Tuchel's welcomed them back in and tried to really transform them, and it's worked. You have to give him his credit. You have to give him his due. It has worked. I mean, we have brought back Rudiger. We've brought back Alonso. We've brought back Jorginho. We've brought back Christensen. We've brought back all these players, and they're all playing fantastic. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. So because of that, we also have players that are not playing that we know are good players. They are good players, man. Not just good players, some of them are top players. And that gives a headache to Thomas Tuchel because now no matter what 11 he picks, and in no matter what formation he chooses, no matter what system he goes with, there's always going to be some good players on the bench. And like we're seeing at the moment with Christian Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech specifically, he's the one that's getting a lot of people coming online and saying, hey, what, Ziyech, we want Ziyech. Loads of people. Anyway, Ziyech, we saw it kind of with Havertz, but Havertz has injuries and whatnot, so I'm willing to say, you know what, it's because of the fact he was out, the fact he has been injured, now he's picked up a knock, and, you know, he hasn't been stable. There's been a lot of instability with Kai Havertz. He hasn't really had time to find his feet on the football pitch, so I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt there. I think Kai Havertz will definitely walk back into this team at some point, but this is the dilemma. When you have something that's working now, and we look at the example of Timo Werner. Timo Werner now looks like he's turned the corner. And I don't want to say that prematurely, but it looks like he's turned the corner because the last few performances, not just one, few performances he's had, even before the Tottenham game. The Tottenham game, he came out man of the match and he deserved it. And he didn't score, but you can see that he's starting to get into his element. You can see the confidence rising. And yesterday, boom, he got what we count as an assist. Yeah, forget the official narrative and the fact it wasn't an assist. It was, for us, it's an assist. Yeah, we don't care. And he scored. Yeah, so that is only going to even increase his confidence even more now. Tenfold, you know? So hopefully he carries that forward. But you can see it in his persona, in the way that he's carrying himself, his body language. He's smiling, he's confident, he's happy. And, you know, albeit it might have taken a slap to the face and a busted lip for him to get angry and do something about it. But flipping hell, it worked. Before the next game against Southampton, Thomas Tuchel, give him a nice right hook, yeah? Nice right hook to the eye. Make sure he comes out with a black eye. Guarantee he's going to score a hat-trick. But this is the thing. We now have a Timo Werner that only a couple of weeks ago everyone was looking at and going, oh, you know, doubtful. I don't know. Yeah, he's struggling. It looks like he's in his head. We don't know what's going to happen. He's not scoring goals. La 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 la. Loads of panic. Whereas now, fast forward a couple of weeks, we're starting to see confidence is rising. He's playing really well. He's showing loads of energy. He's getting in the right spaces. He's doing good things on the ball. He's creating chances. His positioning's great. He's running in behind defenders. He's doing everything that's required. So now it looks like he can go on it independently. He can really try and salvage something now and hopefully come up with a run of scoring goals. Fingers crossed. But that turns the attention to other players because now it might look like we maybe have fixed Timo Werner. Maybe he's fixed. Maybe he is sorted now. And hopefully he's going to go on a run. We turn our focus to a Christian Pulisic. And I'm going to come to him in a sec. But we turn our focus to Ziyech and how we can fit him into the team. And we turn our focus to Kai Havertz when he returns because he's the other German fella we got to sort out. Now, Thomas Tuchel has made it pretty clear that no matter any player that I've just mentioned, he is going to work with them and he's going to get the best out of them. And it's going to take a bit of time, but he will get there. And that makes me confident. That makes me confident that all of these players are going to be on the same playing field. Everyone's going to be at the top of their game. And it's just going to be a matter of selection for the day against a certain opponent. You can't be expecting the same 11 week in, week out. It's not going to happen. You're going to expect loads of rotation. I understand that, especially under Thomas Tuchel, where he fits a system according to the opponent we're facing. Cool, I get that. But we want players at the top of their game. We want players that are going to come on and make an impact. Everyone, no matter who you pick, they're going to have a great game. They're going to put in a great shift. That's the level that I'm expecting to see, hopefully very soon. So now I think we have to turn the attention to Kai Havertz. And hopefully try and get the best out of him. Hopefully get him back onto the pitch and playing in the manner and the confidence and the ooze that he was playing at Bayer Leverkusen, where you could see no matter what he did, at any time he got the ball, no matter any time that he wasn't even on the ball, but he was getting in the right positions, he was getting in and around opposition, he was making sure he was making all the right choices. And that is the Kai Havertz that we signed. You know, that is the one that we're expecting to see. And I'm confident we will see Kai Havertz at that level again, hopefully very soon. But now it's Thomas Tuchel's opportunity to turn to him and get the best out of him. Also, Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech is a big one because he has a certain attribute that I think can help us a lot, and that is that deadly left foot of his. It's just he needs to be able to adapt to the Premier League, much like Kai Havertz does. He needs to adapt to the physical nature of the league. Him coming from the Dutch league, it's a different breed. It's a different type of gravy. You cannot compare the Premier League with the Dutch league. That is ridiculous, absolutely. So you have to give Ziyech the time for him to adjust. You have to remember, when it comes to Ziyech or any player that's come from an inferior league, it's not just about what you can do on the ball. The majority of it is what you can do off the ball. Whether you can keep up with the speed of the game, whether you can keep up with the physicality of the game, whether you can keep up with the physical nature of the opponents that are coming up against you. Some of them look like beasts. You don't get that in the Dutch league. You get that in England. On top of that, the speed to your game on the ball. How agile are you? How quick are you? How clever are you to think in a split second at the pace of the game of the Premier League, which is 10 times faster than the Dutch league? You got to understand this. That takes time to adapt to. So I'm confident Tuchel will be working with Ziyech, and Ziyech will eventually come good. This is what I'm telling everyone. You don't need to panic. Just because you're not seeing a player playing, you don't need to panic. The same can be said for Christian Pulisic. Now, Christian Pulisic is a slightly different case here because Pulisic worked under Thomas Tuchel. Pulisic worked in Germany as well. Pulisic is known to Thomas Tuchel as to what he can bring to the team. And this is why I'm thinking, with a little bit of time, with a few more games down the line, I think we will see Pulisic come back into the team and do what he does best. I honestly think with Pulisic at the moment, it's just bad form. It's not a case of whether he can keep up, adapt, or anything like that. We know he can. We know he's ready. He has adapted to the Premier League. He went through that process under Frank Lampard. He's already there. We're cool with him. It's just, I reckon, at the moment, he's been closed down by a lot of defenders. He's been marked out of the game for each game that he's played so far. And I think it's just going to take a bit of time for him to get his form back up and running. I think that is it. There's nothing more to Pulisic except just good form. So when that happens, we're going to get a good Pulisic. But this is where the choice for Tuchel is going to be very difficult because in a wing-back system, you're looking at Hudson-Odoi playing as a right wing-back. You're looking at a Marcos Alonso or Ben Chilwell playing as a left wing-back. You could play Pulisic as a wing-back, even though that's not his natural position, but we've done it with Hudson-Odoi. Albeit, you could move him into a 10, just behind the striker. That could be a role for him, but that means Mason Mount might drop out. That means that Kai Havertz might drop out. That means Ziyech might drop out. Same goes for Ziyech. If we're playing in a back three, is he going to be playing as a wing-back? Is he going to be playing as a 10? That means someone else is going to miss out as well. Or if we go to a back four, what's he going to do? Play on the wing, but that means Hudson-Odoi is going to be on the bench. If he doesn't play, then Hudson-Odoi is going to be on the pitch. What about Pulisic? Is he going to be on the other side? Because if he is, then you're not going to be playing Ziyech. Honestly, there's a lot to figure out in terms of who is going to be playing what game and when. But you're always going to get some players missing out. You cannot get a system or a team that accommodates Christian Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz, Mason Mount. There's going to be at least one or two that's missing out. You cannot accommodate all of them on the pitch at the same time. So this is why we have to be realistic. You have to expect some of them to be on the bench. They're not going to be playing every single week. And that goes for all of them, I think. But the most important thing is that Chelsea are winning. And we're putting a team out that's going to get the job done. It's a squad effort. This isn't going to be a first 11 effort. This is going to be a squad effort. And that's how Thomas Tuchel does it. And we have to remember N'Golo Kante as well. Because right now, Jorginho and Kovacic have something special going on. N'Golo Kante is going to be used by Thomas Tuchel. Like we saw him come on yesterday against Newcastle. He done well. He looked sharper. He looked quicker. And he was carrying out his defensive duties, intercepting when he could and driving the ball forward, which is something that I didn't really expect to see with Kante under Thomas Tuchel. But we got it yesterday anyway. It was a short-lived amount of time of him on the pitch. But I think even with N'Golo Kante, you're going to see him used at a specific time when the circumstances of the game are suited to his ability and what he can bring to the pitch. Now, Thomas Tuchel, we know, has a plan for N'Golo Kante and has always wanted to manage N'Golo Kante, and that's where I think he is going to get the best out of him. It's going to be a matter of time, but you cannot expect too much and you can't read into it too much. There's always going to be certain players that have to be on the bench, and I think that's in a positive aspect. It means we always have a strong bench. So, you know, the squad depth at the moment is ridiculous and everyone is now on form. Or, well, most players are on form. But the outcasts under Frank Lampard have now come back in and they're all playing well. That can only help one thing, and that one thing is Chelsea Football Club. Fine by me. I just hope we get to a point where no matter who's on the pitch, no matter who's selected, and no matter who's on the bench, anyone can be relied on at any time and have a very good game. That is where we want to be, and hopefully no player takes it personally if they ain't selected for a certain match. That is the harmony and the balance that we need in the squad. Fingers crossed it's going to come, but Timo Werner has turned this corner. Now I'm looking to Kai Havertz and I'm looking to Hakim Ziyech as well as Christian Pulisic to pick up some form. And I think from that point we're going to be seeing rotation. But let me know what you think in the comment section below in regards to Thomas Tuchel and him equaling Jose Mourinho and Carlo Ancelotti. What do you think about Timo Werner? Hopefully beginning to hit form and turning around that corner. What do you think about Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz, Christian Pulisic, and N'Golo Kante? Are you confident about them or do you have any worries? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Also, let me know, what do you want from Thomas Tuchel going forward? What do you want from this squad going forward into the long run? How do you see this working going into the future? Let me know. I would love to hear it. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Thank you all so much for watching. Champions League night. Enjoy the game. It's going to be interesting to see who pulls it off. But anyway, we'll get into more of it tomorrow after today's round of games are done, and then we'll see tomorrow who's going to play and what's going to go down. But I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.